Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Town Manager Download, a podcast about local government and the town of Shrewsbury. I'm Kevin Mizikar, the Town Manager of the town of Shrewsbury, and as always, I'm joined by Communications Coordinator Taylor Galusha. What's up, Taylor?
In today's episode, we're going to be joined by Kristi Williams, the Town Manager of the town of Westboro, to discuss the Massachusetts Municipal Management Association, or Triple MA for short.
Awesome. Triple MA is something that I'm really fond of and been a part of for my entire career here in Massachusetts. So I'm looking forward to talking to Kristi all things Triple MA.
Cool.
Awesome.
We took a little summer break.
We did.
So we should catch everybody up on all of our antics the last few months.
I have zero antics to talk about, but if you want to start, please feel free.
Well, the days come where I've gotten injured playing adult recreational kickball. I sprained my ankle, and I'm on crutches, and it has been very embarrassing to tell people that that's how I sprained my ankle.
I don't think this is your first injury, for the record. But...
This is my first injury that people could tell I was injured.
Okay.
We won't count the concussion or whatever I had.
Right. So for the record, it's kickball 2, Taylor 0.
No, it's like kickball like 4, Taylor 0. But
yeah,
it's okay for now.
Was there any part of the summer that was better than spraining your ankle?
I did go to the beach a lot, so that was fun. Got a lot of seashells for my craft projects. I don't know. It was a busy summer for Shrewsbury, though, for sure.
Yep.
I feel like we were working a lot of different projects that we don't get time during the year to work on, revamping communication stuff. So I'm excited for fall and to kind of get back into our regular swing of things with fall town meeting, special town meeting coming up. Yeah, just go full force back into local gov in Shrewsbury. What about you?
Summer spent several days out on college trips with Alexa and spent some time at the beach as well. Took a trip. I think that was pretty much where we left off.
Yeah, I think that was
last
literally
episode. It's been quite some time, but yeah, just kind of normal summer things. Of course, it went by way too fast, but it was really good. Did get to enjoy some time off, and I've been working on a project on my front porch, which is a wraparound farmer's porch, and it's kind of driven me crazy, but
I built those in The Sims, not a house.
But I'm glad it's all done with and kind of ready for fall, if only because of that. It means my summer projects can
Be done. Are you going to put pumpkins on your porch?
Sure.
Mums?
Yeah.
Cool.
Normally every year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah. So.
You have some new...
You put mums on your Sims porch?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll put jack-o'-lanterns during the fall. So
Perfect.
I decorate it. We do Halloween lights.
You go all out.
All out on The Sims.
You got some Sims cash going there.
Yeah.
Huh? That's good. So, what's up in the shrew?
I feel like I was kind of alluding to, we've been working on a lot of different initiatives this summer to kind of roll out in the fall. I've revamped it used to be a bi-weekly newsletter that we used to do with like a monthly brochure, and kind of like there was a lot of different iterations of things going on to try and figure out like the best amount of time or like best time frame to submit or send things out to residents to get information out there. But we had some good discussions over the summer, and we settled on doing like just a weekly digital newsletter along with like our quarterly newsletter. And I think the weeklies have been super helpful because it lets us promote events when they're up and coming. Don't need to like have a super big lead time for them. I make them on Fridays and send them on Mondays. And I think that's been going super well. And then some things that we've been able to highlight in the weekly newsletter and then what will come out in the quarterly. Rec has a bunch of different programs coming up for the fall months. Two of my favorites are the Trunk or Treat, which they hosted the first one last year and it went super well. So that'll be on October 26th. And then they're doing another 21 plus trivia night Again, super successful event last year at Jimmy's Tavern and Grill, and that'll be November 21st. So that one's a little bit farther out, but I think those are two things that people can be super excited for. And the police department's doing their community night again. Again, another super popular event that went well last year, and that'll be on September 25th. So lots of community programs going on, but do you want to kind of talk about two of your new initiatives and things that we're going to be working on going into the fall?
Yeah.
The rest of forever?
Yeah. So first and foremost, office hours. I'm going to complement the select board's office hours. My office hours will occur before the second meeting of the month, which is the fourth Tuesday of the month. It'll be from 5:30 to 6:30. So if nothing else, folks can remember there's always office hours in advance of the select board meeting from 5 to 6:30. So whether you want to talk to the select board or myself, of course, that doesn't mean my office is closed to anyone who wants to talk outside of that time, but just trying to find an opportunity for residents who want to pop in more informally or aren't available during traditional business hours. Hopefully 5:30 to 6:30 can work. And if not, anyone can always reach out to us through the download email or directly to manager@shrewsburyma.gov to set up a time to talk, and happy to do that at any point. And then the second initiative is called Common Ground. It's a roundtable program where I will be going out and, at least at the start, meeting with community groups to talk about particular topics that are going on, solicit their feedback, and just have a Q&A session with them about anything that they're interested in talking. So I have started to reach out to some groups, and I will continue to do that over the next few weeks. And I don't have a particular number of roundtables that I want to do this upcoming year, but I do look forward to broaden them out to just general community roundtable opportunities in the future. So, but I just want to spend a little bit of time with some more of the focus groups and get feedback as we go through the winter months, and then look to evolve the program if it makes sense to do it at that time. This has come up with a lot of kind of more challenging topics that are present in the community, and I want an opportunity to actually engage with people and help build that trust back with them. I know I've expressed frustration with individuals that go out and create what I call parallel dialogue and start talking about a particular topic without ever really taking the opportunity to come in and engage with myself or staff and understand why we're moving an initiative in a particular way. So hopefully our offices continue to outreach to the community, makes a difference, and we build those opportunities ourselves. So that's the intent behind both of those two engagement opportunities. But as I think about what's going on in the community, we are headed into the fall special town meeting, which the select board has called for November 18th, and MBTA communities will be a central part of that conversation. We've had to recently revise the timeline on that because of an administrative error that occurred during the 90-day review process on the town's side of things that I take full responsibility for. But I just encourage folks to go to the MBTA communities page on the website, look at the revised schedule, engage with us throughout that process as we head towards special town meeting on November 18th. So, yep.
And the link for that is just on the homepage as an alert bar across the top, so super easy to find. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how to say that. There's going to be like dedicated planning board public hearings just for that topic.
Yeah, so
as well, correct?
Towards the mid to late October timeframe, there'll be 3 consecutive weeks where there's planning board meetings with a focus on town meeting.
Great.
And if nothing else, that will preclude the conversations about MBTA communities and other zoning bylaw adjustments from happening after the regular business of the planning board, which will mean they'll come much earlier, much closer to 7 o'clock than they have in the past, which I do think is a silver lining for this change, from this change.
For sure.
So,
And know when to expect the conversation. All right. That was a lot, but we've been gone for a lot, so a long time. Just a summer break. Do you want to jump in to our topic of the day? So we're talking about Triple MA. Massachusetts Municipal Management Association, which is a professional member organization that's part of the Massachusetts. Oh my gosh, this is gonna. I can't do this.
That's why you gotta-
It's like I feel like I'm doing a tongue twister. Massachusetts Municipal Association that serves approximately 250 appointed chief and assistant municipal managers and administrators in Massachusetts cities and towns. The Triple MA was established in the mid 1970s.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Sure.
take it and run?
Yeah, no, I mean, as you said, it's a professional organization that's really dedicated to the betterment of town management as a profession. And we have the unique opportunity to have Kristi Williams come in and talk with us today on the Town Manager Download. Kristi is the current manager of the town of Westboro, and she's also the current president of the Triple MA. I've been a member of the Triple MA since 2011, and at a MMA/Triple MA related initiative is where I first met Kristi. So I'm really excited to have her join the podcast. She's the first outsider, non-Shrewsbury, really directly affiliated program, initiative, or person that's going to come on the Town Manager Download. And I think it's a really unique opportunity for us to talk about the profession at large and local government at large and the role that Triple MA plays in building local government managers and professional management within the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So without further ado, let's welcome Kristi Williams to the Town Manager Download. So Kristi, welcome to the Town Manager Download.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on here. We look forward to maybe talking a little bit about Westboro, but mainly about the Triple MA. So we like to have everyone just start off and tell us a little bit about your career path in local government, how long you've been with the town of Westboro, and maybe why you choose the career path, and anything else you want to talk about career related.
Sure. So I've been in Westboro for almost 15 years. I started back in 2010 as the assistant town manager and was appointed town manager in 2019. I always like to say my first job in local government was running the microphones at town meeting. Back then, we got paid in pizza, which, was a really good gig when you were a kid. But my parents were always really involved in local government, so it's something that I always had a view to, which I think a lot of people don't get to have that. And so I went to school at St. Anselm College, majored in political science, and then I got my master's degree at Suffolk University while I worked at the MMA, actually, the Mass Municipal Association. So
Awesome. So where was the town meeting? It was in New Hampshire, right?
yeah, so I grew up in Peterborough, New Hampshire, which is a really small town near Keene. People know Keene, so.
So it was open town meeting forum?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Is there any video of you running those microphones?
I don't think so back then.
That'd be something.
That would be. Yeah.
So how's Westboro doing? How do you like the manager's position? You've been there for 5 years at this point already? It's kind of hard to believe.
It is hard to believe. Yeah, it flies by. No, it's great. We're also planning our fall town meeting, October town meeting. Really busy, things going on there. We're setting up a community center, so we purchased a building to put in our recreation department and senior center. So that's a lot of community engagement and good work going on there.
Yeah. And that's going well?
Yeah.
Kind of the purchase of the building and moving it forward?
Yep. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well. Yeah.
I know that Shrewsbury's looking at some type of approach. There's been community feedback of interest in a community center. And, when your neighbor next door does something, people tend to tell you that. Does that ever happen?
Yeah, that does happen to me.
Sometimes you're the best town manager in the area.
And sometimes you are.
Yeah. So, no, I think it's a really innovative approach, and kudos to you for taking that on. Not only it, fills a spot within that vacancy, but also provides a good community opportunity. So I'm interested to see how it evolves.
Yeah, we're excited.
That's great. And so I'll just throw it way back. So we met in 2011. I think it was like was it a boot camp? Was it like an HR boot camp?
I think so.
At MMA in Boston. So it's really interesting to me, like the MMA and Triple MA really ties the whole state together and professionals together. So how do you see the Triple MA functioning, and like what are the key initiatives and role that it's played, if nothing else, in your career?
Yeah, so So I think the mission is dedicated to improvement in local government, and I think that rings true throughout the organization. I think it just for our own experiences, it really is a great organization where we're able to meet our counterparts in other communities and bounce ideas off of each other through informal communication, but also through our workshops and presentations. I know, you and I talked a lot during COVID and, other things when we were trying to sort of figure out a regional approach, or even just getting each other's ideas and thoughts on different things. So I really think that collaboration, whether it's through the formal workshops or just informal relationships, is really supports our profession and us individually. Yeah.
So, have you been a member of Triple MA really since you started in Westboro?
Yes, I actually, when I worked at the MMA, I staffed the Triple MA. So with others, and so we were, so I've had exposure to it for a long time. So it was really good for me. Triple MA is really focused also on growing the profession. Helping people who are interested in becoming managers. So that was really helpful to me, as I looked at where in the state I, wanted to apply and be a manager someday.
So you went grad school, Triple MA, and then Westboro? Or MMA?
MMA, yeah, while I was in grad school, yeah, and then to Westboro.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So can you tell us how the Triple MA is structured? Like, I know there's committees. I won't put you on the spot and have you name them all, because I don't know that I could do that myself, but
yeah. So we have 5 districts, and so we have a representative from each district, and then we have a treasurer and 2 vice presidents. So second vice president, first vice president, and then the president. And so people, I think, you're a district representative, right?
Yep.
And I was for a long time, and then you move into the vice president roles and work your way up to the president role. And we have many committees that do a lot of really great work. So we have a committee that does the program committee that sets up all of our monthly meetings. We have the Future Managers Committee. We have an ethics committee because the Triple MA, as members of the Triple MA, we have a very clear and sort of strict code of ethics that we follow, that we're really proud of. And then we have another committee that works directly with public safety. I think that's all I can remember right now.
No, that's good. I mean, I've been a part of the Future Managers Committee for a while. I've always kind of admired the work of the Ethics Committee because it is central to what it is that we do on a day-to-day basis, and actually is a little bit more expansive than the ethics code of ethics that the ICMA has, which is, I think, has to be a professional organization, like, I don't know, gold star benchmark for ethics is the ICMA's, and MMA's is a little bit more expansive than that. So,
That's right.
have you been part of those committees as well in your time through?
I was on the program committee. I was on a sort of an ad hoc committee to work on the strategic plan more recently. Once I finish being president, I'm sure I'll go back to some good committee work.
Yeah, because you get kicked out, right?
That's
right. There's nothing left to do.
That's right.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, why don't you talk about like the programs and the monthly meetings and maybe the conferences and how that works for members who may be an assistant or a manager somewhere and they've never found that opportunity to come join us at a meeting.
Sure.
What those look like.
So we have just about every month, we host a monthly meeting. A lot of times we'll bring in people from practitioners, so our own members, attorneys, to talk about topical issues. So just different things, we certainly have had folks come in and talk about a lot of like legislative changes and how they impact local governments and how we might deal with them. And then we have an annual conference, which is the MMA's annual conference, but we host some events during that. So we get the managers together, but also we host some future manager type events where we are really hoping that people who are coming to the conference can talk to us. We do like a speed dating kind of session where, people who are interested in our career can come and talk to us about really, and talk to a lot of us in a short time frame about different ways that, we got involved or what they might pursue. Then we do a fall conference and a spring conference, and those are typically overnights. And we bring in a professional speaker to come and talk to us and really help us hone in on some different professional strategies. So
Awesome. So Taylor, aspiring town manager, maybe?
Yeah.
Any questions from you about the AAMA and how it all works? Or
I guess I think one thing that I feel like my generation or younger professionals to know is how do these organizations help to serve us, because I feel like you put a lot of time into organizations you join, or as much as you want to, but what the benefits are tangibly for someone like me or other people that are aspiring to be a future town manager. Why should I
Sure.
join the
Yeah.
AAMA?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think really making those connections is really important. I know that was really important for me when I was first starting out, just getting to know different managers, letting them know that I was interested in the profession, just having different people to reach out to where you can practice, interview questions, or you can have someone review your resume. I think that those are really helpful things. We host an annual boot camp, which is actually coming up this week, where we talk to people in your positions, just like you, to give advice or to field questions. We know that there's a lot of managers who have retired and are retiring soon, and we really, as an organization, really understand the importance of making sure that the next generation is ready to take our positions.
I don't want to delve too deep into the behind the scenes conversations, but I mean, Taylor's question, I think, is to the point, because we have had ongoing conversation about who can be a member and what their role can be. And I've strongly advocated for, an expanded opportunity for maybe not full membership, but others to join us so they can kind of see behind the curtain and have that opportunity to network with us at our monthly events or our conferences and things like that. It was scary to us when we started.
Oh, it definitely was. Yeah.
And the AAMA has been very accommodating. I'll say to us, in 2011 timeframe, a group of us got together and we're like, hey, we feel like we're the outsiders coming to these monthly meetings. Is there a role for us? How can we get involved more? And the executive board at the time, in their graciousness, didn't brush us off like fleas and said, go do something else. They welcomed us in. So it's an opportunity for us all all of us managers, to provide opportunities to connect with others who may be interested in the positions that we're in these days, because we won't be here forever.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do think more communities have positions like yours. I know Westboro, we have a management analyst position. These are the positions where we want to help people grow, because we hope that they want to be managers someday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there is meaningful programming that we are doing too. When you have a group of managers who are on the programming committee and they're in the field and they're dedicated to thinking broadly, but also know what they're facing, it makes the work really relevant. And I think one of the biggest changes that I've seen over the last few years was our engagement with other professional groups like the HR Association you mentioned, and the chiefs of police and the fire chiefs that you mentioned, and really having more programming that, blends the senior leadership of communities together so we can get to better outcomes. And I think that's been pretty meaningful.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. So, what's next? So presidency, right? So, what put you on this path to want to be the president of the MMMA, and what are all the perks that I don't know
The
about?
Perks. I've always wanted to be involved. My predecessor, Jim Malloy, who's town manager when I was the assistant in Westboro, I was always really involved and really modeled that the importance of professional development and being part of these associations. So he had always encouraged me to be involved. Even before that, my manager in Peterborough, when I had an actual job there, modeled the importance of being involved in these associations. So I'm a, like you, really big supporter of these associations. Think they're really, really important. And so I was a district representative for several years, and then was asked if I wanted to move into that vice president role, which I did. So it was good timing for me. I think as the manager, there's a lot of opportunities to engage with as the president of the AAMA, there's a lot of opportunities to engage with different groups that I didn't really know about. So I'm next week going to the MMA to talk to a class from UMass. I've had other opportunities to be on roundtables with the governor and lieutenant governor, so it's really just being able to sort of represent our group at these different sort of appearances. It's really been really interesting for me. And I really appreciate that. I don't know about any other perks or anything.
No, there's no card yet.
No, I don't think so. I haven't gotten it yet. But.
Well, the year's gone by really fast. It's not over yet. You're not excused of your duties, but what's kind of is there like a focus that goes into it? Initiatives that you can shape as the president? How does that part of it work?
We're really lucky to have a great staffer at the MMA who has been doing it for many years and is really able to help sort of guide us along and provide, scripts and invitations and really sort of manage that whole process. But, one thing that we're doing this year is we're starting a review of our strategic plan as an organization, which is really important. I think post-COVID, we all know that things have really changed, particularly in our profession. And so we want to make sure that we as an organization are responsive to those needs and to our members' needs. So
shout out to Denise.
That's right. Shout out to Denise Baker at the MMA.
That's awesome. So thinking about ICMA, which I've mentioned before, which is the International City County Management Association, for those folks who don't know, which is the professional organization for, local government executives across the world. I know you've been an ICMA member for a long time. How does the AAMA and ICMA work together? Is there connections there?
Yeah, there's definitely connections. I actually, as president, I have the privilege of representing Massachusetts quarterly at a Northeast regional meeting. So able to share things that we're doing and learn from, other states in the region. That we've also had relationships in terms of programming. So ICMA puts out a lot of professional development, and we're able to bring those particularly to our fall and spring conferences. As we mentioned earlier, there's an entire, ethics division of ICMA, which has worked really closely with our own board. So they're really supportive of us as an organization, as well as us as individual members.
Is ICMA leadership on your horizon now that you've dispatched with the presidency?
I don't know. We'll see.
There's been a lot of Massachusetts high-up representatives on the ICMA.
That's right. Yeah. So currently the Danvers town manager, Steve Bartha, represents us, soon to be Lexington town manager.
On the move.
Yep. I think that's a really great connection that we're able to have. We've had a lot of representation. I think what we find in our organization at the state level is that Massachusetts managers are very, proud of our profession and really want to support it. So I think that's why we see that at, our level, but then also at the ICMA level.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the two organizations are closely aligned, but it's very distinct at the same time. But seeing them work together is interesting.
I think that's what I've appreciated about going to ICMA last year, but also engaging with some of the MMA branch offs. They just started a communicators group through MMA. Is how willing longer tenured people in this profession are to help younger people or welcome. I didn't feel judged for being newer in this profession and being at ICMA. I felt I learned a lot, got to meet a lot of really interesting and smart people. And it almost reinvigorates you to kind of keep pushing for yourself to be the best and do the best for your community and whatnot. Which I think that's a big role that these organizations play, is just making sure people are still feel connected and invigorated by the work, because like we all go through challenging times, whether it's communities are going through challenging time or staff or what have you. It like kind of helps you like reconnect and avoid the burnout that any professional, whether it's private or public, can kind of start feeling.
I think that's a great way to say it, because I think we feel that when we come back from our conferences at the state level or the ICMA level, just the connection, but then also new ideas that you're hearing. So both of those things really get you excited about coming back to your community.
And then you're like, it's not just us that are having X problem.
Right.
It's like this problem is replicated across the whole United States. Like whether it's a big town, small town, big city, smaller city, like we're all dealing with the same struggles, basically the same struggles. So it feels good that it's like, oh, it's not just Shrewsbury. Oh, it's not just Westboro. Like we're all kind of in it together and trying to problem solve to the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I certainly respect the thought and the whatever it is, members' opinions who, when they think about the triple MA, they know they can go to a monthly meeting and just be in a room where it's safe to talk about management stuff and, not have a bunch of members of your team or someone else's team there, but just hearing Taylor say like her experience at ICMA last year, I remember that's like whenever I really started thinking about membership and the triple MA and things like that, because not only providing that opportunity, but just thinking like, well, I remember thinking whenever I was at ICMA, like I need my department heads to come here. I need to get more people exposed to the profession. And most of the sessions that I went to at ICMA in Austin last year were run by department heads or, other, non-manager level folks in local government, and hearing all the great things that they do makes me want to find more connections for others like that who are interested in Massachusetts.
And I can't speak for you, so I'm sorry I don't work for you. But like I feel like you do a good job like empowering your staff. Like I feel empowered to try and come up with new ideas, new initiatives, and like play them out in the real world and see what works, see what doesn't work, and like adapt from there. And I feel like you do a good job of like bringing that energy that we do kind of feel from the conferences like to Shrewsbury. And I think like that's what these professional organizations should kind of recenter on, is like invigorate your members to invigorate the staff, because it's almost like a ripple effect of like bringing that empowerment to your whole organization.
Well, speaking of professional development, in Shrewsbury, we have the motto that we want to be the best local government in the world. That's no offense taken by any other local government, because we love all, but we like to do this fun segment on here called
I'll be the best.
The Best.
Oh.
So I have a question for you, and we'll all answer it. It's I already know your answer, I think, but anyway,
Okay.
I'm still going to ask it. So
Okay.
what is the best professional development program or initiative that you've ever attended?
It was actually an ICMA program called Leadership ICMA.
I knew
You wrote
it.
that.
Yeah.
That's because it's amazing. And
It is
doesn't exist
amazing.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that back in 2015. It was a 2-year program. I met managers and assistants from all across the country, and we came together a few times a year. We had monthly calls where we read professional development books. We worked on projects. It culminated in a capstone project where we were hired by different municipalities to do some consulting. So mine in particular was I worked with 3 other managers working for the city of Austin, Texas, on so their dog problem. So they just have a lot of dogs that are unhomed, and so they were working on how to deal with that in their shelters and how to deal with that in the neighborhoods, and so that was a totally different part of the country for me. But as Taylor said, that's not a it might be a bigger problem in Austin, but people deal with dogs all over. Yeah. So it was interesting. It was really, really great program. And yeah, you're right. I don't think they have it anymore. No. But
so talk about the other managers or professional members that you went there with, right? meaningful connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were only a couple other women in my class. And so we actually get together annually now in different states. And we always joke that we went to town manager school together, which is leadership ICMA. And, it's, obviously it's not a formal get together. It's our own, just to see each other. But similar to what we were talking about with conferences, we always end up talking about work and different things that we're doing, and can bounce things off of each other. But
Where are those folks from?
so Colorado, Texas, and Chicago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Unique experience. All right, Taylor. Any good ones? Yeah.
So I haven't done a ton, but I would say like the MMA financial management seminar, it was remote. So that was like a little harder to like kind of like build like connections with the other people in my class, which I did put in my survey thing. But I felt like it was definitely out of my comfort zone, being more on like the communication side of like our operations. And kind of diving into the financial side, which is important if you want to become a town manager someday. So I got like kind of a deeper dive into the parts that I don't necessarily deal with as much, but it was super valuable to help my understanding of what other departments do, and then like honestly how I can best tell like their stories of what their jobs are doing every day for the residents in our community. So that's my answer for now. I feel like that's a good one, though.
It's a good answer. Yeah. I mean, I'll go most recent with mine, which was the Athenian program that I went to at the College of Charleston in South Carolina with 14 other managers this past April. I mean, having those, that's why I went to the in-person connection, Kristi, like meeting those other managers from whether it's Texas, California, Georgia, all across the country is just... One, they run these really big cities that make our towns, look tiny, and it's amazing that they can accomplish it. But they're just really great people, and they have such great insights into how they run their organizations. And those connections are just as meaningful as the content that you go through while you're there. So I really enjoyed that. The Athenian program's like, it's a little focused towards the backside far end of your career, so I was a little apprehensive to go, but I think because there's no great in-person programming by the ICMA right now, that it's an amazing opportunity for anyone looking to take on that next in-person significant career development opportunity. So
And it's always interesting for us from New England to teach everybody about town meeting.
Exactly.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, people go crazy when you tell them you have a several hundred member legislative body.
It's definitely foreign to them. Yeah.
So, but so this has been fun.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming on. Kristi does an amazing job in Westboro and has always been a good support counsel to me over the time that I've known you. Always bounce ideas off of you and always take your advice at the highest regard. So appreciate you making time not only to come on the Town Manager Download, but to be the president of the AAMA. I just want to thank you for coming and appreciate Taylor's contributions as always to the Town Manager Download. If anyone has a question for us, you can reach us at TM Download at shrewsburyma.gov. On behalf of Taylor Galusha, I'm Kevin Mizikar. Thank you for listening.